I think if the Hawks lose KP for any extended amount of time, that boom, season down the drain.
This team, even without Kristaps, is more talented than the team that Trae Young took to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Hawks are a team that I believe will make some noise in the East, y'all. Trae Young is Trae Young. We don't necessarily need to talk about him too much. We know who Trae Young is. We know what Trae Young does. We know his deficiencies. We know, he's a very good point guard. Now, they added Kristaps Porzingis. They added Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They added Luke Kennard. Jalen Johnson is back from injury. Zachary Richardson, who was the #1 overall pick last year, he's going into his second season. Dyson Daniels is going into his fourth season. Their young players got older.
Don't forget my guy, Muhammad Gay.
Facts,
Muhammad too.
That's my guy right there.
So, fellas, what are your thoughts on this on this Atlanta team?
I'm very high on Atlanta. Like, really, really high on Atlanta. Like, really high on Atlanta. I think
you got some lean too.
I think if they're building around Trae, they've done the best thing you can do when you build around Trae. Put a bunch of defense, length, and play finishes around him. That's what they've done. Porzingis, I think, is going to be really good for them, assuming health. In the preseason, he's looked good, a lot of high-low action. Zachary Richardson looks a lot better going in from Eurobasket into the preseason. He looks a lot better. Really good off-ball scorer. Someone who, although I don't see superstar upside and he's a #1 pick, so people might be disappointed, I think he's just going to fit this team seamlessly. Really good feel for when to cut. Really good spot-up shooter. Competes on defense. Really good size on the wing. Jalen Johnson is one of the better young players in the league. Did we have him in the top 15 when we did the 25 on the 25?
I think we had him top 20.
I don't think Jalen Johnson's really
we did
really
it.
good.
Yo, we didn't have Jalen Johnson. No, he wasn't in the top 15.
He was on his way to make an all-star team before he got hurt. He was on his way to
Jalen Johnson is really
injury,
good.
A problem.
Yeah. He was on his way.
Yeah, that's possible. But I mean, I had Zion at #3, so I don't know. But it's like Jalen Johnson's really good. Trae Young is one of the, to make sure no one just gets mad, one of the 5 best passers on the planet. One thing I've liked in preseason is Trae is getting off the ball and they're running things for him to get him wide open catch and shoot opportunities. And I think you're going to see that Trae can really shoot the hell out of the ball. Not saying he's going to shoot 40% from 3. I'm not projecting that. But Trae can shoot. Porzingis can shoot. Richardson can shoot. They've added Luke Kennard, who's one of the best spot-up shooters in the NBA. Nickeil can shoot. So they've added spacing, defense, and they're basically saying, let Trae run our offense, create for everyone. And defensively, we're going to hold it down. And I think this is a really good team. My only concern is the non-Trae minutes. Who do I trust to initiate offense?
They need another guard. They need another point guard.
That's the only thing. If they still had Caris LeVert on this team, they would be my number.
Mars, the thing though is
they should have got there,
but they'd be up there. They'd be in that tier 1 contenders in the East.
I can appreciate that, and this is what I'm talking about, Mars. When I talk about guys getting better and guys improving, when Trae Young goes off the floor, they take Dyson Daniels and they move him to the 1, and it actually works when he plays the 1.
So, I mean, of course, it's going to be worse than Trae Young, but
no,
it works.
Oh, you said it works.
Oh, it actually works when they move him to the 1, and I think that he gets better this season. I look to see him become more of a scorer. I look to see him become more of a shooter. Now, am I saying that he's going to average 19 or 25 a game, something like that? No, I'm not going that far. No, I'm not going that far.
I don't think Jalen Johnson.
When you're a point guard,
when
you're a point guard, especially with the second unit, you got to keep defenses honest. And I felt like Dyson Daniels, when he moved to the 1, he got guys more involved. He kind of gave me the vibe that he is more of a distributor. Like that role that he was in when he was playing backup point guard, like he looked real comfortable in it. So I feel like he's going to implement being more of a scorer this season on that crew. I think the thing we're leaving out, because all of the points that Mars made are valid, I think the thing that we're leaving out, Quinn Snyder is a damn good-ass coach. And I think that rotation
systematic,
that he has,
he's a very, very systematic coach.
That rotation that he has, because the guy that you guys didn't bring up, Okongwu, I'm waiting for that Okongwu.
I don't know, Chill. I don't know, Chill. I know. Okongwu, like, I see some good things, and then I be seeing some bad things. I see a lot of bad things.
You be hating on my guy Onyeka, man.
I do be hating on him.
I'm not the highest on Onyeka either.
Bro, I be like, bro, because sometimes he look good, and then sometimes it's like, bro, are you trying today? Like, did you have your coffee? Like, that's how it would be sometimes with Okongwu. And then sometimes he'll surprise me. Like, then it's like sometimes it's like he'll surprise me, but I'm way higher on Muhammad Gay than I am Okongwu. Like,
well, Mohamed Gay is just a long way away offensively, but defensively, I'd argue he's there. I don't want to disrespect Porzingis, but I can make the argument he's their best defensive big. That's how good Mohamed Gay is on defense.
Yeah.
Offensively, it's just he's a long.
Yeah,
way
I think
away.
offensively, he's just playing too fast. Like, he does everything so fast. It's like, slow down, brother. Like, you already, I think he's like 6'10". He's around that 6'10". If he just slow down, he don't have to play as fast. I was training a kid yesterday, and I'm like, bro, you too tall to be playing that fast, bro. Like, if you play fast, at the end of the day, you LeBron James. That ain't gonna happen. So slow it down a little bit. Like, Muhammad Gay be out there just playing 100 miles a minute sometimes, and I'm like, slow down.
Yo, Big Ox, what are your thoughts on the Atlanta Hawks?
A lot of talent. I got a lot of talent. I like the KP acquisition. Obviously, I'm with Mars. I wish they could have hung on to my man Karis LeVert. Hate to do it again this season, but some of the guys they're going to rely on are still kind of young. I'm a little inexperienced. I was proven last year that doesn't too much matter nowadays, but still just not sure about the Hawks. I think they will be 4, 5, 6 seed, somewhere in that running, as long as they stay healthy. They got good defense. Dyson Daniels came over there and turned up. I like my man Luke Kennard as well. I have nothing negative to say about this basketball team. I don't know about Okongwu either. I know he's a good player. I don't know about Okongwu either, though. So I don't know, Ron. I don't got too much to say about Atlanta. I like their talent and everything. I'm not super high on them. I'm definitely not low on them. You know what I'm saying, Ron? I think they'll be about a 4 seed, though. 4 or 5 seed for sure. Shout out to
Ron,
Atlanta.
is Okongwu one of those guys?
Really good this offseason.
Is Okongwu one of those guys who Laurie Marketing would just eat his lunch, but then he would go play against Cat and put like 20 and 15 on him? Is that the type of dude he is?
20 and 15, maybe.
I mean, I understand some of the stuff about like consistency with Onyeka. Yeah. I kind of hear it, but I also think his minutes were kind of inconsistent for a while.
That's what I was thinking.
But they're like, for me, it's like blatantly obvious when Onyeka played instead of Clint Capella, the Hawks were just better. Like whether that's because of his touch around the rim, the floater that he can get to, he can still finish vertically. He added a little corner 3 to his game this past year, and then defensively, he's got way more mobility than Capella has at this point. Like, so do I think he's the perfect player? Do I think he's going to average 16 and 10 if that's how you want to measure Onyeka? Probably not. But I do think if he's out there, he's not hurting you. And having a backup big behind Porzingis who can come in and play differently but still be impactful is major, I think. And I think he has good synergy with Trae Young. And I think they've even experimented with some double big stuff where it's Porzingis and Onyeka, and he's shown the ability to play the dunker spot. He's a good passer as well, so like they've been able to alternate with that stuff. So it's like he's just versatile in the ways you can deploy him.
Who else do they have besides KP and Onyeka down there? Like what's their complete big rotation?
You got Onyeka, KP, Mohamed Gay, and then they drafted Asa Newell, who went to college at Georgia. I don't know how much he's going to play.
Nafali too.
They do,
Jalen Johnson too.
Yeah, they do. I don't know how much Nafali's going to play.
He'll do big man.
Jalen Johnson, if you want to factor him into the
he'll do big man.
To play the 5 a little bit.
So like they've got options. So like if I was to do a pecking order, just pure bigs, I'm gonna leave Jalen Johnson out of it. It would be Porzingis, Onyeka, Mohamed Gay, and then Asa Newell. And I would say 2 of them are like legitimately impactful players in Porzingis and Onyeka. Right. Mohamed Gay is a really impactful defender, but we have to see the offense come along. And Asa is a rookie. It's going to be tough, but he's like a 4 or 5. Like he can play both. It's just tough to see where he's going to fit into all of this. But I think they have a really competent big rotation. And also Trae just makes his bigs a lot better. So like when I factor that into the equation, it's like I think that front court's going to be really good, especially when you add in Jalen Johnson to that. And then they've added defense on the wings with Nikhil and Dyson Daniels still being there. Zachary Risache looks like he's going to take a good jump. I'm not saying he's going to average 18, but I think he's going to be a lot better defensively, and he really knows his role offensively, and that's really all you can ask for a second-year player. So for me, I think they're the 3rd or 4th best team in the East, depends on how I feel about Orlando. But they're in that 3 through 5 range of the Pistons. So like I have the Knicks and Cavs cemented as the top 2, and then 3 through 5 is the Pistons, Magic, and Atlanta in some order.
Right.
So that's why.
You know how you felt about Dallas? I want to say a couple years ago when Dallas was either they getting bounced in round 1 or they could be in the NBA Finals. That's how I feel about this Atlanta team. I do. I feel like that. I feel like this team is one of those teams where we get deep into the playoffs, and because I love how Coach Snyder uses his rotation guys. You think that losing Karis LeVert is going to be a big deal? I think that adding Alexander Walker is huge for them, and adding Luke Kennard also. I think that that's a big deal, and I love how he's going to implement not Karis LeVert. I'm sorry. I love how he's going to implement Nickeil Alexander-Walker more as a long ball shooter, not necessarily in isolation as much. I do think that Karis LeVert was more of a ball handler, but I don't think that that's a big deal because, like I just said, we moved Dyson to the 1, and we can get Alexander-Walker more involved in the offense because he can get to that. He can get to that mid range. He can knock down the long ball, and I also got Luke Kennard on the wing too, where we can run action for him. So I don't think losing Karis LeVert is that big of a deal. I do think it's a big deal, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Dyson, you said Dyson to the 1 too?
When Trae Young is off the floor, we move Dyson to the 1 and it works.
That's this team. I don't think, with all due respect, I don't think they have any finals action at all. With all due respect, but Mars, the reason I asked you that question about the front court and whatnot, your answer with that, what I heard was KP has to be healthy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this falls apart without KP.
Stay healthy. I mean, when I'm saying that, I'm talking about
KP and Trae are their 2 most important players. One of them goes down.
That goes without saying though. Like with every team, I can go by and say this guy has to be healthy. This guy has to be
healthy. If Kawhi is not healthy, the Clippers can stay afloat in the regular season.
But they're not going to do anything in the post.
Oh, for sure. But I'm just saying regular season too. If KP's not there, I
think without even if KP goes down, this is still a playoff team. This is still a top 6 team in the East. With Onyeka there, this is still a top 6.
If Philly's healthy, I don't know if they're top 6. If Philly's healthy, I don't know.
That's why I said that, because that doesn't go without saying, Ron. Because you have a bunch of teams, and Orlando being one of them, where you can lose to one of your top 3 guys and you still be competitive. I think if the Hawks lose KP for any extended amount of time, that boom, season down the drain.
This team, even without Kristaps, is more talented than the team that Trae Young took to the Eastern Conference Finals years ago.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm saying,
what seed were they when they made the conference finals?
I'm saying that to say, I'm looking at the East right now, and I'm looking at this Atlanta team with obviously Trae Young. I think this is the best Trae Young has been. This is the best. This is the best that Trae Young's been. This is the best big that Trae Young's had. This is the best second option that Trae Young's had in Jalen Johnson. He got the defenders. Yeah. Zachary Ricochet, I'm expecting a big step from Zachary Ricochet. You guys might not be as high on Zach as I am. Zach is legitimately 6'9".
Didn't you say, who did you say? You said Kevin Durant. Yeah, you said Kevin Durant. I remember you. You did. You said rookie KD. That's what you said. I remember. You said Zachary Ricochet reminds me of
Ron. How good did you? So Zachary Ricochet.
I don't remember saying that, but if I did,
God damn, Mars, how many factor meals you had on that motherfucker? God damn. But I don't know. I don't know Zachary Ricochet. I don't know Mars. I
don't even want to get into that. I don't even want to get into that.
Okay, cool. What I want to ask you.
Hold on, right quick, Jordan. Hold on, wait. I'm just. Can I get off what I gotta say about the Atlanta Hawks?
How high you are?
Can I get on? Can I get it off? What I'm saying is, I'm looking at all these teams in the East. The only team that I believe is just definitively better than this team, and I still question that, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. In the East, chill, is the Cleveland Cavaliers. After that, we seen what Halliburton did as a high-level point guard with competent pieces and a solid defense around him. Trae Young is a better point guard with better defenders and better pieces around him than the Pacers had last year. I think this team is going to be. They have the best perimeter defender. The GMs will tell you that. They got Zachary Ricochet, who's a hell of a defender, can guard 1 through 4. Kristaps Porzingis is underrated as a big man defender. He's a good rim protector. He moves his feet.
Better than any rim protector Indiana had. better than anyone else.
And they got Nikhil Alexander Walker now too. They got some good ass defenders over there. Muhammad Gay too. Hold on, right quick before you guys push back. I just want to finish my point. All I'm saying is I believe this is the second best team in the East. I think that they'll finish number 2, and I think come playoff time, when we get there, you guys are gonna really feel a little different about this team. I think Trae Young, now that he has competent offensive pieces, and I believe this is one of the best defenses he's had around him, I think we're going to see something a little different from this Hawks team.
Detroit in 5.
I'm very high on them.
Detroit in 5. They play Detroit. Detroit beating that ass.
I don't know about
that.
Based on what, Ox? Everything you got, I got it. Whatever you got, I got. How y'all smoking us? How? Your point guard ain't super nice. Like your point guard ain't clearing my point guard. Let's start there. Your point guard is not clearing my point guard. Let's start right there. Then on top of that,
my mind on Cade has changed significantly.
Okay, I'm sure it has. But my mind has not changed on Trae Young. I'm still one of the 5 best point guards in the game, arguably. No doubt about that. You just got to the party. Let's start there, right?
Hey, y'all get ready to start talking top 3 with Trae this year. Just get
ready.
Remember I said it.
No.
Remember I said it.
Dominate you.
Y'all know how I feel about Trae Young, but
go ahead, Chiodo. I mean to cut you off though. Go ahead, Chiodo.
Your point guard doesn't clear my point guard. So that 2 guard that you got who got hurt last year, who I do think is going to be much better this year, I can tell you right now, my dude Dyson Daniels shutting the door on that. We shutting the door on that.
Well,
yeah,
Dyson's guarding
He's
Cade.
gonna be, he's gonna be.
He ain't shutting the door on Cade.
I think Dyson's better than Jaden Ivey for his wife.
Yes, and we shutting the door on that. So now you got Ox, you got your.
I don't know, Mars. I don't know. We're gonna have to see Jaden Ivey this year for me. I would agree with you.
I go see if Jaden Ivey's better than he was, then
he was 18 a game last year before he got hurt.
How many games he played? 7.
If Dyson's locking Cade, then the store is locking Trae.
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was locking.
That's facts. That's facts.
Right.
That's facts. That's
I
facts.
didn't say he was locking him.
All right, then they both get locked.
Didn't Trae have a game winner on us all?
That don't got nothing to do with nothing, though. That don't got nothing to do with nothing.
And to your point, locking him, you ain't.
But I like Asar and Trae. I like that matchup. But Trae will get him in foul trouble. Trae will get him in foul trouble.
Yes, he will. Okay, so now we got now Ox, you got your dirty work guys. The reason why we can play both. The reason why we can play both. Kongwu.
Damn, what the fuck was I? It seems like Jaden only played like 7 games. What the hell?
The reason.
Go ahead.
So Ox, the reason why we can play both KP and Okongwu, and Okongwu can play in the dunker spot because KP can stretch the defense. KP can play either at the nail. He can also play on the wing. That's why Okongwu and not only can he play on the wing, you got to honor that jump shot. So now I got a guy like Isaiah Stewart, who I'm dragging away from the basket, and now that affects their rebounding. Then you got Jalen Duren, who with KP, I can rim protect. I need to see Jalen Duren be better this season. I haven't seen it yet, but I do need to see him be better this season. So with the perimeter players that the perimeter players that we have, right? So with the perimeter players that we have, not only with the perimeter players that we have, with the rotation guys we have, with a guy like Duncan Robinson, okay, we counted that with Alexander Walker, or we counted that with Luke Kennard, and with your rotation guys. We counted that with our rotation guys smoking us. Nah, let's chill out with that. I think that's a 6-7 game dogfight.
That's fair.
I think it's a lengthy series. That's why. I don't know who wins. I think it's a lengthy series.
I would say to Ron's point about if Porzingis get hurt and as long as Trae is playing, I feel like they was solid. With Jalen Johnson last year. Then he got hurt. So they don't necessarily need Porzingis to survive in the East. It's not the West, but to make a playoff run, they're gonna need Porzingis. But Porzingis can miss 40 games, and as long as Jalen Johnson
they were 18 and 18 when Jalen Johnson played. So they were 500.
That's fine. That's all you need to eat shit. That shit get a little shaky.
So not being the player, the 500 is probably the play-in.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah, I'm fine. I said they'll be in the play-in if KP goes down.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I think this team is capable of being the 3 seed in the East if that helps.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying Jalen Johnson coming into this was his 4th year. One of them.
Jalen Johnson. He got drafted in 2020, so it's a year 6.
Yeah.
Year 5 or 6. One of them. He should be. That's what I'm saying. Him and Trae with Ricochet and Nikhil Alexander-Walker and a rotation of bigs, even without Porzingis, and I know we put this
Johnson
juju on
2021, sorry, year 5. Yeah,
and even I know we put this juju on Porzingis, but shit, you got to with players like that. Them motherfuckers just stay hurt. But I just feel like they would be all right even if Porzingis don't play. Like I think he would be all right if he missed 30 games. They just need him for the playoffs. If Porzingis is there in the playoffs, dangerous. I wouldn't want to play them first in the first round. I wouldn't want to play them in the second round. I just wouldn't want to play them. Like I would try to avoid them because Trey do heat up in the playoffs too. So I think they'll be all right.
Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks don't want to see nothing with Trey. They don't want to see nothing.
Cleveland neither. That's why I said that they
Anything
either
that
get bounced in the
got a
first
trade
round or
in
they
it,
could
they
end
don't
up in the NBA Finals. Because to be honest with you, y'all know how I feel about Cleveland. I don't want nothing to do with Atlanta. I don't.
You know how I feel about Cleveland.
I don't want nothing to do with them dudes. Nothing. So I'm looking at Detroit and I'm looking at all them other teams going, get them dudes out of here. Yes. Bounce them.
Detroit. And Detroit got some talent though. Just can Cade Cunningham become a top 10 player in the NBA next year?
Mm-hmm.
If he do, he gonna need to. But I don't know if it's that tough. It's about time he turned that corner.
No, tell me what the NBA is.
I damn near expect that.
I'm not saying it's tough. I'm not saying it's tough because Cade isn't talented. I'm saying it's tough.
Oh yeah.
The top 10 is hard to get into. There's a lot of good guys.
It's about time he turned that corner.
Is year 5?
That's when you turn that corner.
I can see Cade and potentially Paulo stepping into that top 10 this year.
Yeah, I mean,
really see that happen.
I think Paulo's a lot further away than Cade.
Yeah. But I just think it's about time.
Cade top 10 players, Ron? Is that what we doing?
Bruh, for what he wants to do.
So are you projecting a regression from Steph, KD, and Bron?
Mm-hmm.
And then Kawhi.
And it doesn't have to be all 3 or 4 of them. It could just be one of them.
Yeah.
It could literally just be a flip-flop where Cade takes his game to the next level, and then one of them guys just kind of, falls back a little bit.
So Joker, Giannis, SGA, Luka, Anthony Davis, KD, Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, slow down.
Anthony Edwards, Wemby, Curry. I didn't even mention James. I didn't mention Jalen Brunson. Where does Cade fall? Did I say I didn't say KD?
Right there, right there around Donovan Mitchell.
I thought I was
just about to say Donovan Mitchell is not top 10.
See, that's what I'm saying. Though, if people can start putting Donovan Mitchell in their top 10, which Chill, you've been saying that you believe that Donovan Mitchell's around the top or around the top 10.
I
think Cade jumps into that argument this year, where it's like he's fringe. Some people may have him at 9, and maybe some people that are ultra high that have him at 7 or 8. And then it's gonna be some people that have
Donovan Mitchell.
at 12,
in that conversation right now.
Is Cade better than Devin Booker today?
No, you was about to say Donovan Mitchell.
He
better than Donovan Mitchell.
He is not better than Donovan Mitchell. No, he is not.
I think so, Chill. I think this. So if Donovan Mitchell's on the Pistons, let's just flip him. And I know you guys don't really like to do this, but if he's on the Pistons, does he lead them into the playoffs like that? Are they a 6 seed?
Yes.
No,
I don't know. It's different. I don't know. Like it's hard for me to
put Cade on the cap.
But I think Cade, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker. I think is a valid conversation. I think that all you can group them together.
Donovan Mitchell is last.
I'd probably say Devin Booker is the best of the 3, and then Cade and Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell last, right? Yeah, there we go.
But Cade could surpass Devin Booker. Like, I'm not writing that off. I'm not saying that's impossible.
Not for me. This deep book here for me. This the year he come out and show y'all he the best shooting guard in the league. But we'll see.
This is year. We're in year 10
I might have that
or 11. What the hell we doing, Jordan?
Well, Devin Booker was the best 2 guard in the league for a few years, and then came along. So it's like James Harden. It was James Harden, and then it was Devin Booker. And then I think just took it. But Devin Booker
I always had this conversation between Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. This was when Donovan Mitchell was in Utah. This was a real conversation that we were having.
I've always thought Devin Booker.
Why you don't have it, and you can't. I'm not gonna let you get my blood pressure up. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I never had that conversation.
I don't think there's been a day in my life I thought Donovan Mitchell was better than Devin Booker.
That's what I said. Me neither, bro. Like not one day.
I'm in the minority.
Not even in college. Look, and I
think Donovan Mitchell might have had better seasons. He might have a season where he played better.
Of course, you don't think he's better at basketball than Devin Booker. Okay, sure. And that's aesthetics. I can appreciate the aesthetics because I might think somebody is better at basketball than you do just by watching him. I thought that Russell Westbrook was better at basketball than Derrick Rose. Just watching him. That dude better than that dude, right? So aesthetically, I can appreciate that. Okay. With that being said, when I watch Donovan, and I don't want to turn this around into a Donovan Mitchell conversation. I'm not doing that because we're talking about the Southeast.
Well, next team is the Wizards, so we can take as much time as we want.
No, we got the Heat still.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wizards. Yeah, the Wizards aren't being talked about today.
When I wow, we're not talking about the Wizards. When I watch the progression of Donovan Mitchell, the athleticism of Donovan Mitchell, the pull-up game of Donovan Mitchell, how he passes, how he play makes, and how that has happened, how much better he's gotten over the years with doing that. I just think he's the best two guard in the game today. Now, is that going to change in a year, maybe 2 years? It could, because Anthony Edwards is on his way, 100%. He definitely is on his way. But as of today, in October of 2025, I think Donovan Mitchell is the best two guard in the game.